Europe just got dragged deeper into the Iran crisis. After shocking claims that Iran could potentially hit major European cities like London, Paris, and Berlin, the UK government has now pushed back hard. A British minister says there is no assessment showing Iran is about to strike London, and no confirmed evidence that Iran is even targeting Europe right now. But with missiles already fired toward a joint US-UK base, people are asking one terrifying question. Is Britain under real threat? Or is this the start of a much bigger panic?
The fear exploded after the Israel Defense Forces claimed Iran has missiles that could reach European capitals. That warning came just after Iran launched missiles toward Diego Garcia, the strategically vital US-UK military base in the Indian Ocean. According to reports, one missile failed mid-flight and another was intercepted before it could hit the base, but the message was impossible to ignore. This was not just another regional flare-up. It was a signal that the conflict could be expanding in range and possibly in ambition.
But then came London's response, and it was very different. British Minister Steve Reed said there is no assessment to substantiate claims that Iran is preparing to strike Europe with ballistic missiles. He also said Britain does not believe Iran currently has either the intent or confirmed capability to bomb Britain. In other words, the UK is trying to cool down the panic, at least publicly. That doesn't mean the danger is gone. It means the government says the intelligence at this moment does not support the nightmare scenario now spreading online. And here's why this story is still explosive. Even if the UK says there's no evidence Iran is targeting London, Iran has already shown it is willing to fire long-range missiles toward a joint US-UK military facility. That alone changes the conversation, because once missiles start flying toward Western-linked bases, the line between a regional war and a wider international crisis gets dangerously thin. So the real story here is not just whether London is in range, it's whether Europe is being pulled closer to a war it says it does not want. Britain is walking a tightrope. Officials say the UK does not want to be dragged into a larger war and is pushing for de-escalation. But at the same time, the UK has allowed support for operations tied to protecting allies and defending shipping routes in the Gulf. That creates a dangerous balancing act, trying to stay out of a war while still being close enough to become a target. And that is exactly why every new missile launch, every new warning, and every new public statement now matters so much.
This crisis is no longer just about Iran, Israel, or one military base. It now touches European security, global shipping, energy markets, and the risk of a wider confrontation involving multiple countries. That is why even a statement meant to calm fears, like saying there's no evidence Iran could strike London, becomes massive breaking news. Because when governments start publicly denying the worst-case scenario, it usually means the scenario is serious enough that millions of people are already thinking about it.
So right now, the UK says there is no evidence Iran is preparing to strike London. But after missile launches toward Diego Garcia and warnings about Europe's vulnerability, this story is far from over. One wrong move, one misread signal, or one escalation too far could change everything, fast. Do you think Britain is right to downplay the threat, or is Europe underestimating how serious this has become? Comment below, subscribe, and stay close, because this story could move very quickly.